Hello, I'm Jeff. My wife and I host Message of Hope. Message of Hope wants to be your weekly inspirational, motivational, and non-judgmental friend to help you through your week as we share Bible truths and life experiences to let you know you're not alone. Let's join Sandra to see what message of hope she has today.
Hey there, I'm Sandra, and I'll be your host today as we discuss how we may be bullying our own selves or others and find out how to be on the lookout against it and become ruthless through the scriptures to guard our hearts and our minds. In 1 Samuel 16, we read about Samuel being sent to anoint a king from Jesse's sons. When the oldest son, Eliab, who was very tall and fair, meaning he looked very different than the others, he passed in front of Samuel, he thought, "This has to be the one." But the Lord said to Samuel, "Do not consider his appearance or his height, for I have rejected him." The Lord does not look at the things people look at. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. After the 7 sons had passed him by, he found there was one other son that Jesse had left in the field, tending the sheep, because even Jesse didn't think the boy had the potential to be selected, and that was David. And when he was brought before Samuel, the Lord told Samuel, "Rise and anoint him, for this is the one." And we do this in our lives all the time, don't we? We critique our pastors harshly for not wearing a suit or for not looking the part, or our friend for having different religious beliefs than ours, or who may dye their hair purple when we wear ours brown. And because we know we judge like this, it puts a lot of pressure on ourselves, actually, because we realize others may be thinking the same kinds of things about us and our choices. Especially when we read in Matthew 7:2, "For in the same way you judge others, you will be judged. And with the measure you use, it will be measured to you." That's scary, right? And the Bible warns us in Romans 12:16, "Live together in peace with each other. Don't be proud, but be willing to be friends with people who are not important to others. Don't think of yourself as smarter than anyone else." So first, we are to not be prideful, or to think of ourselves as being superior to anyone, and to being friends with people who are not important to others. It's warning us not to prejudge others, especially on the things you see outwardly, or if they don't fit into your cookie-cutter world. 2 Corinthians 10:12 says, "We don't dare put ourselves in the same class with those who think they are so important. We don't compare ourselves to them. They use themselves to measure themselves, and they judge themselves by what they themselves are. And this shows that they know nothing." And the scriptures ask us, why are people so important to you? Why do you even think about them? Why do you care about the Son of Man? Is he so important? And here it's letting us know we shouldn't be worried about what others think of us. We shouldn't weave our lives around a pattern that someone else decides is good for us. This kind of mindset makes it easy to feel very unworthy or unimportant. But your Father says in Ephesians 3:17 and 18, "I pray that Christ will live in your hearts because of your faith. I pray that your life will be strong in love and be built on love. And I pray that you and all God's holy people will have the power to understand the greatness of Christ's love, how wide, how long, how high, and how deep that love is." Think about this. In Psalms 139, it says, "You formed the way I think and feel. You put me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because you made me in such a wonderful way. I know how amazing that was." Guys, God doesn't make junk. Your worth is priceless. Don't feel pressure to live what other people think of as worthwhile or a fulfilling life. Live your life loving those who are different, the same way Jesus does as he loves you. Matthew 22:39 and 40 says, God said, love the Lord your God with all your passion and prayer and intelligence. This is the most important, the first on any list. But there is a second to set alongside it. Love others as well as you love yourself. These two commandments are pegs. Everything in God's law and the prophets hangs on them. You know, the value of a single soul is worth more than anything. Matthew 16:26 reads, It is worth nothing for you to have the whole world if you yourself are lost. You could never pay enough to buy back your life. And I'll close with this. We don't know how much time we have left on this earth, so let's don't spend it being miserable by trying to be something someone else wants you to be. Let's just focus on being who Christ says we are, an original, a masterpiece. You know, my mom always told me, you are not better than anyone else, and no one else is better than you. With that, I ask you to go to msgofhope.com and subscribe so we can keep in contact with you. Let's close in prayer. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Until next time, Godspeed.